Hey guys, this is the Black Avenger, aka the Black RCWR. Lee Sanders here of the RCWR show and Impact Showdown Radio. I know it's been a while since I've done a video for you guys. I wanted to get you all's thoughts on this very interesting tidbit of news that I had found out just a couple of days ago. I meant to share it with you all earlier, but I got sidetracked with a couple of projects. But I know it's kind of old, but I definitely want to pick you all brains on this. And hey, who knows, maybe some of you might not even be aware of this. But it looks like GameStop is going to be closing 500 of its stores all across the U.S. this year. Now, this comes as a result of poor economic times. GameStop really hasn't been able to make that much of a profit, and that's why this move is happening. And it's getting a lot of mixed reactions from a lot of gamers. Now, I'm definitely a hardcore gamer, and when I'm not busy doing the shows, I'm definitely kicking back. I love to play a pretty good video game, and honestly, the way I operate when it comes to video game purchases, I usually wait a couple of months to check out my favorite titles. Now, I'm known to get a joke here and there from those that follow me on Xbox Live. They say, man, you're just now playing this game, and I always tell them, I say, honestly, I wait to play the game because any bugs that might be happening early on that needs patches, I just wait for everything to pretty much be complete, then I check it out. So for me, sometimes I check out a game 3, 4, 6, sometimes even 8 months after it's already come out. And there's like a ton of video games that I personally have that I still haven't gotten to play that just piles up, and you know, that way it just kind of always keeps me going in case I get bored or have a little bit of downtime. I can just kick on back and play a game that is still either in shrink wrap or it's in the marketplace, because nowadays the way I go about purchasing a lot of my video games, I actually do it from the live marketplace. And you know, that's really the new convenient way to do it. And you know, I always thought it was kind of messed up to be going to GameStop to buy games, because just feel me on this, and I think you all have been there. There's a favorite title that you want to check out. That's all you have your mind set out for. You're pretty much on a tight budget as it is, probably, because let's face it, the games nowadays, $60, $80, $90, that's a lot of money to be putting out there for a video game, okay? Especially if your typical video game is only going to give you about maybe, oh, I don't know, I would say about maybe 30 to 50 hours of gameplay at best, including downloadable content. So I mean, you're going to be done with that game in no time, and to be putting that amount of money out there is just pretty ridiculous. But you know, you go to the GameStop, you're trying to get your game, and you got these employees. Hey, all due respect to them, they're just trying to do their job, because really that's how they make their money. They make their money off of commission. They make their money when they're able to get you to go with the power-up rewards card, get a subscription of Game Informer, or if you have any used items, they want you to come and trade it with them. You know, that's how they're able to make their profit. And I know this because I actually came this close to working for GameStop. True story, several years back, I had left this really good paying job, and they were paying me some pretty good money. They were paying me like about maybe, I would say, they were paying me $11, $12 an hour. And I had left it because I wanted to try to find a little bit something more closer to home. So I actually had ended up doing a interview with a store manager at my local GameStop, and he liked my resume, and he was like, yeah, I can bring you in as a assistant manager. And long story short, I was definitely told that the job was mine, but it turns out they went with another candidate. And so the next position that they tried to offer me was that of a cashier, as he told me that all the people that he had were under the age of 21, and he needed somebody that could close the store. So this guy was offering me, I believe it was either $5.75 or $6.15 an hour. So to jump from 11 to 6, I didn't even take the job. I just said, you know what, this damn sure isn't going to work. You know, I didn't leave my job just to be getting that. So, I mean, they really do a poor job paying their employees as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how it is now, but I know, you know, 5, 6 years ago, it was definitely that case as I had just described. But, you know, GameStop, that's how they're able to make their money. And, you know, honestly, I wouldn't have a problem going to GameStop if they really made it worth my while. I know some of you all have probably experienced this little bit of frustration. You go into a GameStop, you're trying to be friendly, you're saying hello, how's it going, you're trying to get help on something, and it seems like most GameStops that you go to, you don't really get that type of good customer service. You're not really being made to feel as though that 60, 70, 80, $90 that you're putting out there is well worth it to make you want to keep coming back. Now, I'm over here in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and I can say that over the years that I've resided here, there's probably been about maybe over 25 GameStops that I've been to. I bullshit you not. The number of stores out of that I didn't have a problem with, where the customer service was pretty good. If I'm lucky, maybe 10, maybe 11. I mean, that's still a pretty bad number when you think about it. And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, I can just remember one scenario recently where I had walked into a store and I had said to a guy, hey, you know, there's this particular game that I'm looking for. It's called, I can't remember the title. I was like, you know, can you help me find it? And he was like, he was just busy looking at a magazine behind the counter. It's, you know, looking down. It's somewhere over there, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And I mean, it's just poor fucking customer service for me. I remember I was just so frustrated. I like just left. I actually went across the street to another GameStop that was inside of a mall where the customer service was just top notch. And, you know, from time to time, I'll actually go to them for my games. So, I mean, on the one hand, I don't feel bad because unfortunately you have a lot of employees. And let's be for real, your typical GameStop employee, it's going to be some young kid that's in high school or maybe in college. They need a little bit of pocket money, and it's kind of like a dream job for them because they get exclusive little perks. They also get to go to certain parties, trips, or whatever like that. So, I mean, there's a couple of perks, but, you know, for the most part, you know, they're just there trying to put a little extra money in their pocket because really the money isn't nothing. The other thing I don't like about GameStop is the fact that they treat you like a crackhead. And I think you guys know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You come in there, you have that $90 limited edition of Batman Arkham Asylum, and they tell you that they're only going to give you $10. You know, you're like, are you fucking serious? Like, but I paid $90 for this game, and they're telling you, well, we're going to give you 10. So it's basically take it or leave it. And honestly, I just think that's a bad way to do business. I know that they're trying to make a profit, but to just have people be in that type of a position where they're coughing up those games and they're only getting back, you know, so little. You know, I just think that it's freaking ridiculous. I've always had a problem with their philosophy when it comes to trading in video games. Now they're trying to take iPods. I've always had a problem with their trade-in system. I just think it's one of the most crooked systems that one could even come up with, quite honestly. And I know this is probably going to upset a couple of GameStop employees, managers. They probably may want to defend themselves, the employees, their companies. Hey, we definitely want to hear your comments on it. You can definitely share your thoughts on it. You know, hey, this is just my genuine overall feeling about it, about the whole experience. And I know there's a lot of people that would agree with me on this. But, you know, I think that GameStop used to be one of the coolest things going on back in its heyday. You know, I remember a time when the really cool places to be was Funko Land. I don't know if some of you all out there you're old enough to remember Funko Land, but Funko Land, a lot of fun, great times there, kind of similar to what GameStop was doing, but their marketing, the way that they were doing things, it was definitely better than GameStop. And then it seems like once GameStop came along, boom, that was it for Funko Land. We still had EB Games. Remember EB Games? They were separate from GameStop, but then they did the merger, and all of a sudden, GameStop was just dominating. Nowadays, it seems like they're relying so heavily on exclusive DLC content that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. And honestly, I could care less about DLC. I really, really could care less. It's like, if I really give a hoot about DLC, I am not going to give my money to GameStop. I would rather pre-order on Amazon or somewhere. I would rather do it that way, or better yet, just wait until the content comes out. And, quite honestly, 9 times out of 10, that content, it may not come out. And if it doesn't, hey, I'm going to sleep good at night, But, it seems like nowadays they're just relying on the DLC to try to help keep them in business. And as we all see, that's just not working, because now we got 500 stores closing. I think that with websites like, I'm trying to think of the name of it right now. I think the name of the website is GameFly. When you have sites like that, they really, really do a superb job of working with the gamers. I mean, to be able to just kick back in the privacy of your own home, rent your favorite video game, wait for it to come in your mailbox, play it as long as you want, mail it off when you're ready, no penalty, and you possibly have a buy option. I don't know, man. When you have something like that, that just really speaks large volumes. And there's been many a times where I have personally sat up and because I used to be a GameFly account holder for about 3 years. I've actually been thinking about getting it back up, but that's not the point. But when you have sites like GameFly, it really makes it easy for a gamer to just really kick back, still be able to play their favorite titles on a renting basis and save some extra money. It's pretty damn good. Now, I know there's some people out there that may not like GameFly. They may sit up and say, well, what's the whole point in playing a video game, paying $9-10 a month? Well, most people, they're probably going to be done playing the video game in a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? It depends. Somebody could be done with a game in under 1 month. Send it back, play the next title. That's the whole point of GameFly. You can play unlimited titles on a monthly basis, depending on how you have your plan set up. So if GameStop would have implemented something like that, they probably wouldn't even be in this position right now. That's just how I feel. But for me, in a nutshell, I don't feel sorry for GameStop. I don't feel sorry for the employees. Because when it's all said and done, half of them, there's poor customer service, which I feel is very important, because we're coming out of our pockets to pay this money. Unless you're a young kid, then it's your parent that's buying those games for you. But customer service, for me, the fact that they make you feel as though you're a crackhead when they're ripping you off, telling you how much money they're willing to give you for your products, I'm sorry, that's just not enough for me. Poor minimum wages, just not enough. Not really great benefits. I don't feel sorry for them. Really, the future of gaming, it all comes down to sites like GameFly, and with the way Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii, the way that they are going about their marketplaces, I truly believe that the future of the gaming industry is going to be designed in a way where you're going to be able to buy new titles. You're going to be able to buy new releases from the privacy of your own home the day that they come out. You'll still have that option to go into a Best Buy, go into a Target to buy your video game. But I think that the future of this is definitely going to come down to being able to buy those new titles in the privacy of your own home. Just like nowadays, you can check out new releases in theaters from the privacy of your own home. So this really doesn't surprise me that GameStop is in this position that it's in. But that's enough about me. I definitely want to get your take on this. And what you can do is you can feel free to leave a comment down below, good or bad. Leave it down below. Let me know what you think about this. And what we'll do is we'll follow up on the next episode of the RCWR show, weekend edition, next Saturday. And we'll read some of you all's comments then. And for your wrestling fans out there, a quick programming note. We want to let you know that next Saturday, February 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have legendary wrestler, WWF, former champion, Bruno Sammartino. He's going to be stopping by the show for an exclusive interview. You make sure you check it out. It's going to be really cool. High honor. It's going to be to interview Mr. Sammartino. So check that out. And if you end up checking out all our other videos and you like them on here, hey, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out as we post exclusive goodies from time to time. I'm the Black Avenger, Lee Sanders. Y'all have a safe weekend. Take care.